Alright. Alright. He had enough time to create that way right. Alright, calm yourself. Okay. How's the audio? Audio check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I know you're here, Chelsea. How's the audio? Oh god, these food crumbs on my desk? Shit, I didn't realize I was that messy of an eater. Jeez. Audio's good. Alright. Oh my god, this trash can wouldn't close. Okay. Now, Nick, you're just gonna have to be patient. Just like Huey Lewis in the news. Hey, Matchstick. It's cripple time. Yeah, it is. Alright, so we're back. We are back with more Katawa Shoujo. We're gonna choose which disabled girl we're gonna, be with. First of all, Matchstick, crippled is not the preferred nomenclature. Disabled people, please. No, they are not like the Chinamen who built the railroads. It's one of my favorite jokes from The Big Lebowski. Just as Walter, or these aren't the people who built the railroads. What are you talking about, dude? So we're gonna choose which disabled girl we're gonna, get it on with and all that. And yeah, also just as a reminder that as usual, these streams will be archived onto YouTube, so check that out as well. Got Twitter, got Discord, got TikTok. Sometimes I forget to mention that. Yeah, I have the Chinese spying app, TikTok. So, if you want, you could also watch, some funny short stares of as well. And of course, we got the tip goal, stream elements, tip jar ends in a month. It's a monthly goal, but if we don't hit $50 by the end of the month, that's fine too. Not the end of the world. We'll get over it. Alright, so without the housekeeping out of the way then, last time we left off, if I remember correctly, last time we left off, this armless girl made fun of my package. This armless girl made fun of my package. It is not small. How dare you? It's not small. It's moderate. For an Asian. Get it right. You have no arms, huh? How about, take that. You have no arms, Yeah. There you go. That's a win right there. You got no arms. Heh. Alright. Let's see. So, as I walk to the back of the she's Asian too. Nick, just let me have my reality, please. Just let me have my reality, please. Reality can be whatever I wanted, Nick. Let me dream. Let me dream. Okay. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is burnt auburn, almost orange, cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. Well, let me adjust my mic. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty except for her murky green eyes which flicker restlessly from her short bangs even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at least. You made fun of my wiener. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves where Misha stings, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of the strange girl. Yeah, wiener Chelsea. So, do you always eat alone and this late, or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors? Maybe. You're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bit of her meal to her mouth. I look at my haul, double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice of you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like watching girls sleeping. Whoa! Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. First of all, why would I want to get it on with you? You have no arms. Do you know how weird that would be? Okay? The moment where you realize stop, Nick! No! No! You can't just say that, Nick! Oh my god! Oh. You can't just say that shit, man! No, Chelsea, don't agree with him! No! No, don't agree with him! No! Oh no! Oh no, bro! I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at a point good enough to warrant this. I was ready turning to make my exit, but she drops me back in. Fine. Then I'm Hisao. Then you are. And it's not small! It's moderate. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. Wait a minute, if you're not staring at me, then... Wait a minute. Alright. You cheeky armless girl! I told you! It's not small! Stop laughing at it! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, why can't I ever get it? Why can't I get this W, please? Please let me get this... No! Don't! Nick! No! There's something like a tiny smile there in her face, baby. What is with you lately, Nick? Hey, Ray. Don't you laugh at it. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. I don't know, man. Ray says, have her open her own damn door. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I heard that. What did she hear? Ah! I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of how Kenji's 90s theory about a global I cannot finish that sentence. Oh my god, Kenji. What? Kenji. You fucking hater tart. Oh my god. I'm just outside. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof so she cannot have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No wait, more importantly, who is in there? There's no club meetings today. She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hee-chan. She whacks her finger at me scoldingly. Don't you scold at me now. My gosh. Don't scold at me. I just had a girl with no arms say that it was my gift package is small. Now I'm gonna take shit from you, Misha? Unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. I cannot with these women. Maybe Kenji is onto something. You know what? Kenji is probably onto something there. He's probably onto something there. I don't know about the feminist part, but you know, besides that, he's probably onto something. Sorry, I got things here, so I was just going to bring them. I think you're up to some mischief, Hee-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder. Oh my gosh. Don't you... Stop pressuring me. Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by stepping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from on the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders, from suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Whoa! Hey! Maybe she didn't blow up, but I couldn't understand it. She shoots a very low stare at me too. What? How's it my fault? How's it my fault? Don't you start blaming me! How's this my fault? What did I do? Oh, I know one thing for sure. You're not the girl I'm getting with then. At the end of this dating simulator. No way. No, you're not. You're definitely not my type. Nuh-uh. She shoots a loaded stare at me too, as if somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. Break her chain. I will break you like I broke the pot! First I break your back, then your spirit! I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness. Hello? Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hello. Miss Tezuka, what do you think you are doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property for such disgraceful activity. Fun fact, I used to do that all the time at school. I used to sleep on the tables. Sometimes, what happens was, between class periods, when I didn't, in high school, when I did have class, I would have nothing to do. And I didn't really feel like going to the library, and actually do my work, so I just went to, like, some of, like, the outside lunch tables, and whatever table, was not covered in, like, bird poop at that day, I just lie down on it and sleep. I don't have really much fond memories of high school. I do remember, though, there was a lot of bird poop. That I will say. There was a lot of bird poop. A lot of bird poop. And I didn't get any on me, thankfully. Thank God nothing got on me, but there was a lot of bird poop. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh, did you give all the birds at, like a 10-mile radius of the school, what is it, a stool softener? Like, oh my goodness. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I don't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about the turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop at the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulders and points at Rin and makes some quick signs. Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. You're the popular girl? The girl with no arms is the popular girl. We called Gi season because you could tell they were there. Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly. Apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune cold stare is putting on her. It wasn't subtle either, Nick. Did you get chased around by those damn demons? It was like a minefield. Oh no! Oh no! I keep wondering about that myself too. And we'll think about it harder. What are you going to do? Exclude the armless girl? That's how you end up in hell. Your mom is laughing at the female acting? Oh. Hi, Chelsea's mom. So next you really had to watch your step. Ah. Miss Jessica, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Misha. Okay, wait a minute. I suppose you're saying what Shizune is saying. So wait a minute, Shizune. Wait just a minute. Now hold on. Rin may be onto something. See, here's the thing. I am doing what's called studying art at college. Let me tell you, it's not fun. First of all, let me tell you right away, it's not fun. It's not fun. Literally fucking drains the passion out of you. I have no passion for the subject anymore, but I'm still studying because I came this far, so I gotta fucking do it. But second of all, Shizune, have you heard of something called abstraction? Huh? It's not your typical kind of art. You know, you could go beyond the limits. Think outside the box. Now wait a minute. Now you say don't make it look like you threw up your lunch on it, but wait a minute. Throwing up lunch on the wall could actually be the art. And in fact, the disgusting nature of it could be art itself, as long as the meaning behind it matters. That's art, Shizune. That's art. Good tea. She just shakes her head, taking the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Okay, bye, Shizune. Rina frowns thoughtfully as she looks after a retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There'll be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are those apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom. Says you have nothing to do. Would you give me a hand? This paint can't fit my back, but I need it. She kicks lightly at the huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Bong! Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. I tip my fedora and say, "At your service, m'lady." Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it? Away. And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone, so we two leave the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. I know that feeling. Fucking terrible. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Well, shit, what was the voice I gave this guy? I forgot. Oh no, let me think of a new voice. Maybe it's the same voice.
Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence. Tessica too, of course. Yeah.
He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with.
There is something I forgot to mention on Monday.
I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either.
It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we will be doing a few tests regularly. What I want to do for you is to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. And nausea, headache, anything, come see me if something happens.
Alright.
So how are you? Everything fine?
I give up, drop the can onto the floor before answering. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. Weakling! I'm about to say something as generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seems to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway.
That's great! Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been neither at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like you to know if you've taken up exercising as have I asked. Of course I haven't, but his way of inquiring me gives this feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as much. I just happen to know a few people, but that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it!
Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift a can up and down a few times like a sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it was weighing down my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone.
Let's go. Would you give us a second?
The nurse grabs my shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious from now on? Okay, sheesh, I will. Man. Man, imagine if they had to fit this test and it was mandatory to do pull-ups. Don't worry, Nick. I got my secret trump card. I'm gonna pull down my pants and shit on the floor in front of everyone. That way I won't have to do the presidential fitness test. Not only that, but it'll earn the respect of the Army General. That's what American Dad taught me. Yeah, I promise. Definitely. He studies me for a moment, then shrugs, smiling again.
Okay, that's more like it.
Make sure you tell Rin that. Well, no. See, I gotta wait for Rin to get pink eye first. Then I'm gonna try to catch her pink eye so I don't have to do the presidential fitness test.
Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow meeting, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit.
Consultation?
See you around!
He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart, dingy? Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I didn't really want to start talking about her. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business.
Don't you laugh at it!
The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality, too. Talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it?
I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird. I don't know, it's just so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. It's like a red versus blue line with the doctor and doctor versus a medic. Well, what's the difference? Well, a doctor actually helps cure you. A medic just makes you feel more comfortable as you die. Note to self: don't get shot. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all of this. At a hospital, it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building, and Rin leads us. Rin. Did I say Rin? Rin leads us onwards towards the door. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. Oh, there's your artwork. Dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made up of some kind of bricks, has to be... Ooh, it's the brick building itself, which has been covered with some sort of painting. More of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against a gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands, and I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there were a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too. She goes on a tangent and waving a little with her arm or whatever there is actually to demonstrate. Even though I got the whole point, she's just waving her little stumps. That's not gonna lie, that's actually kind of adorable. Is it? Wait, hold on. Genuine question. Like, if a girl has no arms, is it like appropriate to like say, you're moving your little stumps? That's kind of cute. Is that appropriate? It's a genuine question I have. I genuinely do want to know. Like, is it? I feel like if I talk more about this, I'm gonna go on a tangent because like just like what exactly is appropriate for like what you can say to like a person with a disability. Except Nick, I can say whatever I want because he's my friend. I guess it depends on the individual. The white cotton of her sleeve. You only have her time. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think that it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student basis, special properties has in the past few years. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she has lost me a while ago already. She keeps on blabbering. And that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost. Why would the hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. That I know. I know that feeling. I hate painting. Out of all the types of arts I've done, painting, I hate it. It's just a fucking hassle. It's just a huge hassle. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project. You did this. Yes. Yes. All of it. Yes. Nice. But I stumble on my words, suddenly feeling like I'm walking straight into a minefield of political incorrectness. Oh man, he's not PC enough! It's okay, you can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. It's really awkward. Would you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I was guessed already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyways, I don't think it is. Maybe I'm used to it by now. Oh, you're not too bad. See, actually, I'm not gonna lie. Her kind of personality, where you could just say what you want, and she's not, and she just lets it. This is like, that's actually not that bad. It's still not small. I need to point out, it's still not small. It's moderate. Get that right, armless girl. Get it right. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figured painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us had anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that flat. You know, flat. Like, some people are no substance, no meat where they should be some. No, I get it, I get what you mean by flat, Rin. I completely get it. What did she get offended if you call her Stumps, Nick, or Stumpy? I don't know. To be honest, based on what I'm getting so far, I think she would just shrug it off. Like, if she was actually offended by it, she would just shrug it off. She comes off as a person with thick skin. So, how about legs? Oh my goodness. Okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name any artist or artistic terms. You can't exactly call her arms. So I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs at her shoulders, saying, "Suit yourself," without saying it, and looks up at the sky, trying to look for something up there. I don't think I get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I want to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as well as she's in it. Nick, I fucking swear, man. I fucking swear. Stop it, man. Oh my gosh. I fucking swear, man. Oh my gosh. Chelsea, you shouldn't be repeating what Nick said. No. Chelsea, no. Oh my gosh. No. It really makes me feel that festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. I mean, why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help, though. It's just mixing some paints. You could do that. Probably. You have motor control problems, like, you know, those people who have some. Cerebral palsy, maybe? No, but I did have a stroke. So, you know, one arm is, you know, not that great. So if you want to hand me a can of beer, you gotta hand it to my good arm. That's better. I swear. I swear. I said this, I tweeted this, like about, like, an hour or two ago, but I'm saying it again here. I swear, I didn't used to think like this before until I met Nick. Now, just a lot of situations, I could just think of a Family Guy joke for it. It's like, my whole life is just one giant Family Guy reference at this point. Luckily there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. He's a family guy. Your plan isn't working, Nick. I get it. Hard thinking has nothing to do with that. Did you not hear me? I said hand it to my good arm. That is my stroke arm. That's better. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a white brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. Thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into the other to form a new, monotone hue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. And half a splash of green. I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green. The other green. This green. I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. My gosh, she's just fucking you, Nick. Just when you're just she's just you fucking backseating me. Hey, why don't you run? No, run that way. I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here. And a smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white. Truly an amputee after your own heart. With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up. You know, that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of the seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed upon me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. See, you're not an artist. Seeing a painting being born on a plaster wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints crouching down on the paving and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind at the least bit. Maybe it's just in her head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. Even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu codes for various paints and hues, as if there was some need to conserve words and breath and sound. No, Chelsea, amputee is not a food. Oh my goodness. You were right the second time, though. Amputee is when you... Well, yes and no. When your limbs get cut off. No, actually, yeah, that is right. When your limbs get cut off. We stay there late into evening until it gets too dark to paint properly. Yay! A new chapter done! Wee! Woo-doo-doo! 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 The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blanket for a few minutes and gather energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I haven't already. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they're going to let me get away that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I ordered some to cover with such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way. A bit like me. After all, I'm going to start taking care of myself. I can't afford to slack around. Oh, no way. I gotta start working out.
I need to start exercising myself. Or that's actually the thing I need to start doing too. I actually do legitimately need to start, you know, doing some stuff like, you know, maybe going for like a, you know, a little jog, a little walk, just Well, the problem is it's too cold. I know what is it I know the college campus I go to has a gym. But because I take wait, no. Actually, no, wait, no. I should be able to go to gym. No, wait, no. I don't. I need to get a. This whole time I never got a student ID. I need to get a student ID to like enter the gym. Man. Basics which include keeping the rest of my body in shape along with that what little I can to strengthen my heart. Maybe then I go back to something approaching a normal life. Or at least something I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. You have a treadmill at your gym? The gym I used to go to, like, it was like a public, I think it was like LA Fitness, used to have a treadmill. Yeah. That's just how I've seen this face before. It's the prosthetic leg who bowled over me in the hallway yesterday is running on the track, lightly, like a half-mechanical gazelle. What's her name again? It was a short one. I can't remember. She used to be running laps at somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on a hard track surface. Clink, clink, clink. I wonder what she has running. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is opposing the poor girl to jog just like he is to oppressing me. Oh no, wait, oppressing. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and his prompt me to do so. And even when things being like they are, it's only because I want to get out of the way early. The fact I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant has noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning! Your name is Sisao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remember my name. You may not remember me. Emmy, I knocked you over the hallway yesterday? Miss Ibarasuki? She imitates Misha imitating Shizune, failing to get the same kind of subdued lift into her high-pitched voice. How can I forget such a blunt introduction? Amy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that. Again. As long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great! I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So, the spy consultant nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right! Oh. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What are you saying? I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid, you would have to someone to, watch my every move. Unless you were here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy hair transfer student who looks like he's kind of lost around the track. So why are you down here? Amy strikes a dramatic pose. Psh, training! For what? Track! Oh, you're on the track team then. Amy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners too. And modest about it too. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. I'm not sure that I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just more into organized sport. I'm just not into organized sports, It's true. I don't really got that much into soccer. I mean, I run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Amy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not into the whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh? But, sure, I guess. Amy seems pleased. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm up. Isao, my dude. My dude, no. You gotta warm up. You gotta warm up.
Oh no, you always should warm up. Bad Hisao. She scolded at me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leaned closer. I hate warming up too. She laughed suddenly. Heck, and I didn't have to stretch my legs.
I like your sense of humor, girl. I like your sense of humor.
As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go! So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emmy moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Hands spread, huh? Thinking about hitting on the balls of your feet rather than the heels. Heh! He said balls. I tried to match my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult. Apparently I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy could help me with some time. I'm really not feeling up to more a couple laps a day. Slow to walk pretty quickly. Emmy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah. I'm not really in good shape right now, man. Emmy nods and then glances at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is that you started, right? Next time, you just have to hold out longer, and then longer, and then longer, and eventually, you'll be great! I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I got plenty of time. I noticed that she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao!
Yeah. See ya.
I'm not sure whether this morning's experiment was a success or a failure, but I'll admit that I do feel slightly good about getting out there this morning. And like Emmy said, I just need to keep it at an order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect, or something like that. It's nice to at least feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. I got back to the dorms and changed into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. What I would... Actually. Yeah, still need to take a shower myself. I'm tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off and get off the stall to put on my clothes. Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the... What are you doing in my room, you mother... What are you doing in my room? Hey, what are you doing? Why do you have leaf covering your thingy? Why are you in my room? What is this? Why are you here? Get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. Get out of my room right now. Get out of my room. And put on pants. I don't care if you have a leaf covering out. Get out of my room. Get out now. Get out. Out. Out of my room. What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem? I should be asking you, Dad. I've been looking all over the place for you, man. What do you mean all over the place? I want to ask, but he's been looking for me like that's stark naked, but hold my tongue back. I figured once I'm naked too, and I quickly hold up my shirt in front of me, but Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up. But why doesn't he wipe them off? Is his vision so bad it's like perpetually seeing through fog? You know, your room and... yeah, that's it. Hey, man, I still have to get up, though. Whatever is not important. Can I borrow some money? He puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look very casual. It doesn't work. He says tremors as his window pane-sized glasses.
talking neutrally like this, wearing nothing feels awkward. Actually, somehow it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked. Say nothing of that fact that he's naked as well. Tried to brush this feeling off with little success. Money? Sure, yeah, fine, whatever, take it. Gosh, awesome! Wait, why do you need it? Could you just give it to me because I had a good will not to run under the pockets while you were in the shower? I could have, but I exercised restraints, and in the end, isn't that what counts? Come on, be a pal. This makes no sense. If it's the thought that counts, I should withhold payment, since his thoughts are clearly so impure, and his intentions are probably even more sinister, since he can't tell me what they are. I say as much to him. I'm offended, man. But if that is your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza, but I already have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I get some of that pizza too, right? No. Are you serious? Yeah, I will give you some, but you have class. You don't have time to eat pizza. What about you? I'm not going to class. I have to wait for pizza and pay with a guy. Then you eat it. It's not easy. You have to obtain the pizza stealthily. If you don't, everyone will see you and a pizza, and they'll ask for a slice. It's a hard world out there, man. Everybody wants a piece. Then you're left pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It's happened before. That's all I know. Every day I plan my vengeance so that the people who wrong me order a pizza, I will be there, ever vigilant. Kenji strikes a dramatic pose, completely without irony. But yeah, I need, like, for again, please, you're my only help. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza. It is too far. I try not to go out unless, it's absolutely necessary, but let me tell you what happened last time I went out carefully planning it out in advance. I was outside, can't remember what I was doing, something standing, maybe wondering how I got there, I don't know, and then out of nowhere, it happened, like a flash of lightning, spring the sky, like how you split sandwich into 2 equal pieces to make it manageable to hold and eat. A bird crapped on my head. It was the second most shocking moment of my life. Wow, I was just talking about fucking bird shit earlier too. What was the first? He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him, but he's trying to keep momentum. I'll go with that, even if it's more likely he just didn't hear me. It was like in the openings of some kind of anime show. You know how there's always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival, and they fight each other, and clash swords, like there's a big dramatic color auras, and zoom. It was all like that, but with poo. It was a poo. They eat the poo-poo. Okay. So yeah, I need some money. Please, come on. Don't be hanging, man. I only need 1,000 yen. I thought it was 400. Okay. What? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better. That's what it means to borrow stuff. I'm You look away for a second. Why is Dojinshi Harry Potter free balling it? I don't know. He also came into my room for some reason as well. Also, when he said that's what to borrow means, I'm just now reminded of the fucking Boondocks quote. Obviously I have to censor it because he says the N-word. I can't say that. But last week Riley asked, "Hey, can an N-word borrow a French fry?" And my first thought was like, wasn't, oh my god, he said the word, he said the N-word. No, my thought immediately went to, how is an N-word gonna borrow a fry? N-word, you gonna give it back? I love saying that so much. How are you gonna borrow a fry? Are you gonna give it back? I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week. Kenji Woods is making noise like a dying cow, a particularly disturbing fact given that his baton is conducting freely. Oh, that's a wonderful analogy. My vocabulary didn't sound like before I joined my class. There's be so tight-ass about money between brothers in arms, man. Men have it bad enough as it is. Did you know that male porn stars only make about half of what female porn stars make? Dude, I did not need to know that. I didn't want to know that. And second of all,
That makes perfect sense because when you look. Let's be honest. If you, when you're watching the people, get it on with each other. He puts the baton in the baton rack. You know what I mean? He puts the key in the keyhole. He slides the card into the slider, into the reader. He starts punching the numbers in with his card. Like, a lot of times when you're watching that kind of stuff going on, most people watch it for the lady. Because not many people really care about the guy. They're just there for the lady. So, yeah. There you go. That's a little factoid for you guys. There you go. Doesn't mean anything unless you're a porn star. So maybe I'm a porn star on the side, struggling to make ends meet as I fight the feminist agenda. What the fuck is your problem, Kenji? What is your problem? What are you blathering about? You can't even spot me, you eat your crumbs, you bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody! But wouldn't feminists be against pornography in the first place? Feminist agenda stuff again. This stuff is important, man! I can see that you don't give a shit, but this is serious here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy. Make no mistake. You take them lightly, and you wake up in the morning with a knife in your back. BAM! Out of nowhere! How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep? We're a terrible... Kenji! Stop! Stop! I tell you, sis, don't take them lightly. I mean, don't take them lightly for the big things. Individually, they're not a threat. Why are you, Kenji? Just say you don't like women. Just say you don't like women. Just say that. Admit that you don't like women. And we'll be good. I would respect you so much more if you just said you don't like women. That's all I'm asking. Just if you just said that, then I wouldn't be this, like, Kenji, what are you saying? Enjoying the fan service? I don't know. I'm not really liking a little leaf covering his rod. The day will come when the feminists come out their central top secret worldwide feminist headquarters and says, "It's on now, motherfucker." You're being ridiculous. There's no big worldwide feminist headquarters building. Where would they even hide at? I mean, it had to be massive. You couldn't hide that on Earth. Someone would notice a big fortress with a woman only in it. Who said it was on Earth? I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning faces in the mirror so that I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotion. He can't see me from this distance anyway, which unfortunately means he just keeps reacting without any regard to sense or sensibility. Yeah, there's a war going on, or many know about, but it's a great one that will boil over and encompass all the known world. Then we'll have to pick sides. We'll have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Imagine it, the bloody battlefield, a vicious conflict without end. I almost gave up when I thought the cause was silly, when I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight, when I mistook the time power went out for a feminist street, and thought the end was... I cannot with this guy. I can't. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have never... What a fucking blabbering... But I realized that if I gave up, it would all be over. I was like, whoa! And I knew I had to get serious, because I am the last sane man in an insane world. It's about duty. Well, he actually doesn't he doesn't dislike women, just feminists. No kidding. Sure comes off as he just dislikes women. Must be a pretty crappy movement if it all hinges on one guy ranting in the bathroom at another naked guy. He dated Yuko? Huh. So can I have the money? He's blocking a way out. He's
getting cold because I'm still naked. I want to go to class, so I agreed to spot him the money. Awesome, thanks dude. We should go bowling later on. Bowling? What is this, the Big Lebowski? Yes, all of Miss Brewer. There are almost no one. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes or the pastel green with flower axe? There are bowling clothes. Maybe. Man, would it be funny if his nats were pendulous? Stop, Nick. Be glad. I'm so glad that fucking leaf is covering it up. Oh yeah, better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right? I don't have time to ask him to elaborate on what that means. I don't know. I have to get that class. You're kind of in my way. Oh, sorry. I don't want to hold you up. I have some stuff to myself. The time has come. Time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I've used the bathroom. Get out of it. I was just going to. What does this mean? It's a big bathroom. So, I have to be alone or I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll think of something. Give my practice frown. It looks like a kind of silly reflection in his glasses. He doesn't notice or doesn't see me or anyway, whatever. So I get dressed, run back to my room, feeling as though an eternity has passed since I woke up. That's time I will never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now, I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. And again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer the time with Kenji. Combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize that it's as good as reason and as any to stay up for now and stop coming to classes early. Eventually, I hear a tapping outside the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, although after straightening her shirt collar as if though it was important to look prim when entering our classroom. Excuse me. She calls into a quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize that silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Oh, good morning, Lily. Hisao? Good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to only come in just before the bell rings. Or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? He comes off like he hates all women, but he doesn't. He's just nuts. It doesn't help that he comes off as a gay. There's a bad ending? There's a... Same meetings. My god, what is... Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm not saying... I don't even know sign language. What the best I could do is like flip her off. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone else is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that's why it's so quiet today. Hi! Oh no. Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting, not only are there bad endings out of the 5 wrote, Act 1 has a bad ending. Huh. Hi, Hee-chan! Hi. Looks like it's the class representative. Hello! Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's, or Shizune's, use of the word look. Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? Right? I am not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether she or not she is, to know who she's talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one to actually talk. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here earlier than us. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she angry? God damn it, it's not a competition! It's not that weird though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether I should not apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their projected budget reports for the events, even the first years, except you. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today! The deadline is today! You'll certainly take your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have all the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone... I had to say, the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame except a whole class as to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handling the same matters for every class in the school and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hip and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting to the role. Lily does not look amused. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Isao, it's all right. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted. I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I've forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then can I have it, please? She might not have it on her at this exact second. It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council? I guess word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. Wonderful. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating away. As club representative, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, and they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay! Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect their enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts sounding furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting. And what's with the attitude? I said that it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of these 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something that's this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to be take care of. Lily's tone is slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is.
Of course you do. So much class representative. It must be difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips and Misha. Ooh! Cat fight! Cat fight! Cat fight! Cat fight! Cat fight! Cat fight! Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even the hint of sarcasm which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, that much is clear, but this seems a little much. Oh, I don't know what to say. It seems Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Oh gosh! It's a fucking Shoujo fight! Oh my goodness! I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Ooh, shots fired! Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. Next time. Nick, honestly, when you said that, my mind immediately went to men form a crippletron. This is my wheelchair. There was many like it, but this one is mine. Without me, my wheelchair is useless. Without the wheelchair, I am useless. Shut up! Okay, she. You're right. The difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. Oh! The air between them ripples with the heat from their with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Hee-chan, don't you slack off either! What are you... Why are you... Don't you rope me into this shit! Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hee-chan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person... Fuck you, Shizune! Yeah! You know, Lily needs some, Lily needs some, come on! Come on! I'm the new guy! It's not like I couldn't have done much even if I wanted. That's right. You shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decided to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Excuses. Miss Clapp representative had plenty of time to deal with her report, and we repeatedly offered you a position to help with student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success. Fuck your festival! I don't want your festival! Your festival, take your festival, and why don't you shove it up your cripple ass. That's right, I used a non-PC term there, Shizune. That's how mad I am. I used a non-PC term. You're not disabled, you're crippled. With a hard C. Take that. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if... I don't have time for it right now. No matter what I do, it'll mean being drawn into a confrontation with Shizune, and that's what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. I get back to my seat, shut my ears from the finale of the argument between Lily and Shizune. Eventually, Lily leaves our classroom, and Shizune and Misha seat themselves without talking to me. I can feel Shizune's eyes burning into my back. She's probably angry at me, but I'm just as angry with her. I get why she had to drag me into the argument. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turned the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do, despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital.
I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. Teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead of opting to cover the boards in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on the blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I don't like crowds. I noticed Shizune and Misha having also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune sang so fast as that her hands making noise like swords cutting through the air. It's like Bruce Lee with her hand motions there, doing all this karate moves. Maybe there's pent-up anger in there. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, looks like serious business. She decides to a point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired. Looks like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their bitch is soon finished, and the girls sit down at their seats again. Oh, I'm so tired! She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I'll use this opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit, without getting roped into the student council thing again. I suspect the door is now closed for me. No, Hisao! Don't bother! Don't bother! Fuck her! Fuck her! Why are you talking to them? No! Hisao! I am so disappointed in you. I'm so disappointed in you. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in the school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. Kinda neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. She just scoffs at me first, as I'm trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands and with slightly unfocused eyes. She starts with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does so well, it's almost like she's actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course. We're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We will shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festivals were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws. No, I think that was encumbrances. No, nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. She uses a passionate speech, and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting of them. Oh, hello. Hanako! Yay! Finally! Someone... Hey, if someone with one arm does sign language, would there be an accident? Stop, Nick. I swear. Oh my gosh. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind a door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down, staring backing away to the point where only her fingers can be wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it well. Wow! Wow, what an ass. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, hasn't seen Sato. She came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do?
Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she's intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It's a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This will happen when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense of her head, she's in her classroom working on the festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at. Hanako nods and quickly retreats with haste. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were really working hard to make the festival happen. And driving other people insane along the way. Oh, good luck with that. So I have to leave, making my exit before either of them manages to berate me anymore for slacking off. The halls are somewhat quiet as expected. Everyone must be in club meetings or at the festival preparations, or both. She's words about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty. Don't feel guilty, Hisao! Don't feel guilty! No! Don't feel guilty! Don't feel guilty. She is fucking pressuring you into doing something that you, at the moment, are not exactly that comfortable with. That's no. That's no. No. Don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty at all. I'm gonna take a sip of this tea. Don't feel guilty. For the festival is too late unless I help Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't. And clubs. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Halfway through the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. Looks like she's working on her mural today, too. I walk over to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting on an upturned box, looking intently at the wall she is painting with a brush held between her toes. The mural has progressed considerably since yesterday, but it's still only half done as far as I can tell. I just noticed there's some of the expressions going on here. I like this guy's face right here, where my cursor is. This guy's face, I kind of like it. It's like, it kind of looks like a thin Eggman. And his mouth here is just. And then this mouth here is like a little. Or unless it's mouth for like this face, it's like More colors have appeared, and twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in number. I have to say, the style is quite eye-catching and very unique. Not that I would be knowledgeable about art by any measurable scale, but it's very nice-looking nonetheless. I clear myself to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Wait. She doesn't even turn to check who it is. I'll wait. I'm waiting! 15 minutes later, I decide that her concentration is indeed unbroken, and also that I've waited long enough to aware and poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Ren turns her head mechanically to my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level. Oh, it's Hisao. She can tell? I'll feel a lot less uncomfortable if she will look at my face. An astute observation. Hard work, I see. The conversation starts as if I hadn't been here for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern. At least it starts. Looking good. It does. Layers of paint hiding under layers of paint, mixing and shaping the human figures really create an impressive look. The room looks miffed. You shouldn't comment on works in progress. 7 years of bad luck. Sounds terrible. Guess I'll take it back then. Still, looks good. Wonder if I get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Ren turns back to look at her painting and pokes it with a big toe. Could you mix up this color? I'm running out of it. She looks down at a half-empty bottle with the remains of some pinkish paint in it. I don't really intend to stay and help her with this project though. I guess I didn't intend to do much anything. I look at Ren and she looks emptily back at me. Just this once. Ren picks up another brush and drenches it in another tone of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area. From the looks of this scene, she could have been sitting there for hours. I wonder if she has. That would mean she'd have been skipping school though, which of course wouldn't put us past someone, like Rin. I pour a little white and red into the bowl, trying to match the color with the one already on the wall. Can't seem to get it right. It's really inconvenient of her to not mix enough in the first place. Getting it to be the exact same tone will be impossible, but at least I can try to get it as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't this a huge workload for you too? Such a big painting and all. Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that. I guess you aren't. I like the way you think, Rin. You guessed right. Like Shoujo, you feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs. Because of the position? Yeah. I like doing it in a horizontal position more, if you know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped. Can't ask the wall to lay down. Saying that, she stretches herself a little, bending her legs back far more than a human should flex. It's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There's a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain, maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Rin must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to lift like she does, but she's wearing it out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break, or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her a pause. A long one, too, feeling like a mental yawn. I don't think so, Isao. I'm not pushing myself. Sure looks like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy. A boy? Yeah. Where? At the art club. And? He's blind. Oh, how can you paint if you're blind? No idea. So why is he there? That's the point. He is there. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion, less like an interrogation. He can't really do anything that you call art, right? But he comes here anyway and paints. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. That's why I asked you. So? Doesn't often paint, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that. Painting with eyes closed. Wasn't too interesting, and cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try again. But he's becoming better at sculpting. I see. Maybe I should try to make a point with this. Maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. Not really. Very blunt statement, and she totally missed the sarcasm. No? Just like I said, you're not very interesting. I usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have. Maybe. But that boy is interesting. Maybe I'm like that boy. Or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. Doing the things you can't do just because you can. That's deep, man. That's pretty deep. You're deep. Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time? No, but now I do. Right now I'm thinking of the second floor's girl's toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a haircut. I'm going to need a haircut. She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something that she likes to do. We fall silent as Rin threads around absentmindedly, poking some brushes around. The thought of the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I feel like I'm treading on a very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go is as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking with her. You know, if we're having this much conversation with Rin, I'm starting to think that I don't exactly know. I don't exactly know what I did, but I'm starting to think that the way we're going, we're on the Rin route. I'm starting to think we're on our the beginning step to the Rin route. And we're gonna end up with Rin. And you know what, to her, she's kind of interesting. Still not small. It's still not small. It's moderate sized. But it's pretty she's a pretty interesting girl. Thick skin too. I think, you know what? You know what? That's it. That's screw it. Do you prioritize Hisao's health? Yeah. Like when the nurse said, you know, are you gonna exercise more? I said, yeah, I'm gonna exercise more. So I met Emmy on the track as well. It's not like you dislike her, despite the confusion of her causes. And I don't dislike art either. I even draw for fun sometimes. I just don't have a really creative drive or any technical skill. So usually, if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. Or maybe I managed to draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability to put the picture to my head down on the paper. Then call it quits without really trying to make an effort. Very clearly there's an effort for this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Oh shit, I didn't get to finish the sentence, damn it! It makes one question and the sanity of the act. Rin sits down on a box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She's staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. Ray's great, but her route tugs at a heartstring the most. Oh, Rin? Really? Really? Oh. Okay, fuck it. We're going to Rin route then. I've decided. I'm gonna do my best to get this. I'm gonna do my best to get this girl. I like her. She's grown on me. I like her. And hey, heartstring tugging and stuff. I mean, I've been writing a lot of heartstring tugging stuff in myself. So, you know, hey, I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted, and that I could do whatever I was going to do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Also, you can go back to older dialogue by using the mouse wheel. Oh! Wait, what? Oh! Ah! Oh, okay. Oh, being with her is like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. Okay. Oh, shoot! Who? Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her from my class? Oh, her. The mystery toilet girl? That person is funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world record. It was very mysterious. That's why you call her mystery toilet girl? What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. She's taking a shit! It was the week before that. Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. Don't say that. At least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly, as if she's not sure or I have reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge her understanding any more than before, so I give up at this point. So, do you want to go to eat dinner then? No, not yet. Rin has turned her hungry gaze back at the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly lethargic than she did. Oh, she's just like me. She's just like me for real. Okay, not really much to art stuff, but I know what's going on here. She's really hyper focused at the moment with like the art and all that, and I get that. I hyper focus a lot of times too, to the point I start like forgetting like the time and stuff. So it's like, oh man, I didn't eat dinner, I didn't eat lunch, breakfast, etc. It's like I get it. I understand her. I'm starting to click with Rin. I'm starting to click with her. I'm starting to click. It's all coming together, just like that. The wheels are spinning. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. I feel you, Rin! I feel you! This is the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. We're going to Rin route! I'm clicking with her! I'm clicking with her! We're doing the Rin route! For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all! Yeah! I'll be going anyway. Have fun! Rin has already grasped her brush and dipped into a fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore, or doesn't answer anything if she does. I click with her. I get her. It's like the Frank Reynolds meme. Oh my god. I get it now.
Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise, and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy's bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Yay! Another chapter done! Do no no, do no no, do no no, do no no, do do do, woo do woo, woo do woo. Alright. Give me 1 second. Well, I mean, maybe like a minute. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be back. In the meantime, un momento. Just give me un momento real quick. Oh, hold on. I gotta change what this is. Oh, no, that's when I cut my finger. Hold on. Please wait. That's when I cut my finger. Hold on. Please wait. Gotta go potty. There we go. There we go. I'll be back. I'll be back. I just gotta use the restroom. No, I didn't cut my finger again, and Chelsea, that was just something I forgot to change the last time. Don't worry. I'll be back. Ah! I'm tripping over my gunpla. show you who I am and what I'm here for. Here for. Simple curiosity. Try to think about. Let me show you just what I'm made of. All right, I'm back. All right. Hold on. Give me 1 second. My glasses are filthy, so I need to clean it. Also, I just realized while singing what I'm made of, I got the chorus lyrics mixed up. First, I have to sing. Hold on. You try to get inside of me. You try to drain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Simple curiosity. You try to take a bite of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. I need to ask Not how to work an emulator, because I think eventually for a Sonic Sunday I want to play Sonic Heroes just so I can listen to that song. I know people's opinions are kind of mixed on Sonic Heroes, but I want to play it just for that song. Just for that song. What I'm made of. Let me show you just what I'm made of now! Man, Sonic always has great music. Alright, so where were we? My morning alarm goes off, and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decide to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this is my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. It's about my health, after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. I am a... No, Chelsea, that's not the lyrics. It's simple curiosity. You try to take a bite of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. I apparently learned that's apparently Crush 40's favorite song they've ever made for Sonic. I don't blame them. That's a really good song. Emi's apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just, what the hell does she come... When does the hell should she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again. Why is that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowns, seemingly annoyed by that passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back into her previously trained of thought. Snap back into reality! It's hard to type out lyrics? No, it's not. It's Shit, actually, I don't remember the exact lyrics. What were the exact lyrics? What I'm made of now. There we go. See, I'll just copy this. There we go. And I'll just just post it here. There we go in the chat. There we go. I don't care what you're thinking as you turn to me, 'cause what I have in my two hands is enough to set me free. Set me free. Alright, I gotta get back to the game. So come on then. What?
You're here to run again, right?
Well, yeah.
So come on! I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to have been set on a mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Go for it! Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, really? Alright, next choice decide if you go to Emmy route or not. I recommend it as it's not only objectively from a riding standpoint the best route, it's one of the most fun. If not, you can just put a save down and save for later. Oh, good point. Let me save real quick. Create new save slate. Okay. So real quick, let me just make sure of something. I'm not quitting the game yet, just let me make sure of something. Okay, so that's if we want to do the Emmy route. And then that's the Rin route. Alright, here. Okay, so this route will determine if I go on the Emmy route or not. So I've made up my mind. I'm gonna go the Rin route. So Nick, I'm getting with stumps. But I do have an alternate route, so that way, you know, where if I want to go for Emmy, I could go from there. Alright, so let's take it easy. I'm assuming take it easy is, you know, like, okay, let's hold on. Let me catch my breath. Alright, let's do the Rin route. I believe this is Master, take it easy is a Rin route, right? How do you legitimately forget Rin? I've been saying it how many times now, Nick? Xeno Nick. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Xeno Nick. You legitimately forgot she had. I swear, Nick. Oh. Hold on. Hold on real quick. Where's my... Let me see, what was that? Oh, I got a text. Hold on. Take it easy decides that you'd not go for Emmy. Alright. Let me just see something real quick. What's going on? Oh, wow. Thank you for Ryzen. I will not pre-order your new upgrade to the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and save $800. No, thank you. Go away. Leave me alone. Alright. Going from Rin is a different decision. Alright. Let's take it easy then. I let Emmy go on with her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a leap ahead of me in an instant. I don't blame her. Alright, real quick, let me save here. Actually, no, I'm not gonna save yet. I'm gonna save until I'm sure that we're good with the Rin route, or at least after this is all done. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight out here, is it? I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. God, is this even worth it? As we finish the second lap, I break off again. Emma keeps going, and it almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Oh, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove for her. Come to think of it, I got nothing to prove myself to either. I'm just fine the way I am. And what I'm not is a runner. This is probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. Getting up this early sucks anyway. There's gotta be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe? Maybe? Nice afternoon walks? Yeah, that sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave to Emmy and head back to my room. I'll think of something else later. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on the top of my dresser. And it makes me depressed as usual. Honestly, it doesn't make me depressed. I got a pill bottle right here myself. I don't really get depressed when I see it. It's just, oh, there we go, pill time. Now I can live.
Well, I mean, it's not keeping me alive or anything. It just makes me less. It just makes me, more comfortable. I take it for acid reflux. It's annoying. I thought I was okay. I thought I had made peace with this thing, gotten over it, but I really did. I allow myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight it against it just hurts. Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before, for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it's a life in progress. That's how I'll rationalize it. I downed the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepared to head out to class as early as usual. As I stepped into the hallway, I noticed Kenshi across the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me, sounds like a ninja hiding in plain sight. I call out to him, "Hey, don't talk to him, Hisao!" He jumps on the side on my voice. "Oh, hey man, I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired." I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not the issue. You've been this early. Shopping? No, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit a math teacher. Yeah, I figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So then what's in the bag? I said I'd go shopping when I was outside. I need supplies to continue to fight against fast members. Oh, okay. His name is Kenji, Chelsea, not Harry. You're a wizard, Harry. I thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I said not to point out that he's not wearing a hat. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets back down inside his room and then closes the door. I'm surprised that you went out of your way to find out the test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh. I just wanted to know when the next test date was. I still gotta take it, duh. I should know. Also, I know what day I can't afford to skip class. Usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I have to step out, check up on it. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? No, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. Phones. I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How come you have no phone? No phone at all. No phone. I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. What was it? Oh, are you worried about the? What is it? I got my phone right here. You heard a slap? That's my phone. What was it? Are you afraid of the 5G radiation? Oh my gosh, the 5G on my phone. Oh gosh, it's giving me cancer. Ah! But basically, when I hear phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it. That got fucking dark. Jeez. Jeez, that got dark. What the fuck? Beaten in the head. He saw. Oh no! He saw his sarcasm. I must have got beaten in the head. Well, where else can I get beaten with a phone? Oh, that would make me unable to remember it. The ass. Unexpectedly illogical. I feel very depressed now. Sensing this conversation is more or less over. Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, need some lip balm? I actually bought two because I thought the store started selling individual AA batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. He swiftly enters his letter, finally letting me go to class. Oh, we're good. Oh, thank gosh. No, Chelsea, he's not Eggman. He didn't make the iPhone. He didn't make the iMac. So we can't fucking kill him. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to the morning class. Instead, almost everyone seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces now, though the names escape me still. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I haven't even stopped taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days I was pretty high-strung in class. Muto finishes lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about a festival.
The festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful. Yeah. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of the festival in your minds. Games of dry food! Everyone bursts out in laughter. So do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. God, I fucking hate this job so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I fucking hate this job. Oh, I'm not paid enough for this. The remainder of her sentence is buried underneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Buddha deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. I fucking give up. I don't give a shit. It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as hallways in the school will probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down for the cafeteria. Hisao! Emmy! I'm going to make you a one-time only a super extra special lunch offer. Emmy's homemade lunchboxes and the privilege of enjoying them in a private with 2 bombshell beauties. Her overly flirtatious sales pitch echoes in the hallway, a remarkable feat since it's full of people. Emmy strikes a fairly confident and looking pose, as though as an attempt to one-up her own ridiculousness, putting her very modest chest and making the V for victory sign with her sign. V, victory! Combine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Daijiro kombatala feet. Sounds delicious. What do I owe this honor of being invited? You stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought you could use some company. That's probably the most depressing reason imaginable. So how about it? You're probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria food all alone otherwise. I'm kidding. Yeah, sure, I'll have lunch. What pleasure. Let's go to the roof. The roof? Why the roof? Because that's where we eat lunch. And if I don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off, and I just know she'll go hungry because she never packs lunch for herself. Oh well. Come with me. It's Rin, isn't it? Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs me by the arm and drags me through the hallways. Oh gosh! Help! I've been kidnapped! Help! I've been kidnapped! Help me! This luckless girl is kidnapping me! Why do you have an extra lunch? Amy smiles guiltily. Actually, it's yesterday's lunch. I slipped in run at lunch and forgot to eat it. Huh. The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with a missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. It's Rin! Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Eek! Hello. Yikes! You scared me, Rin! Wait, isn't she? Hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me. You two know each other? I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. That awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the confidence off. I invited Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better! Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking. They walk to the end of the... so if I'm going with the Rin route, then Emmy is gonna be best girl in the sense that she's our wingman. Emmy's our wingman. Let's go. They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in the other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. Desolate. Small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain link fence to look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere a watchdog barks at a passerby.
Somehow, when I look towards the town center at the small town, strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of a big metropolis seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or get their senses overloaded by neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from my home came so suddenly. I hadn't had time to think about how I feel about it. When I stepped out of the shadow of the clock tower to open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. It's funny you say it makes your wingman Shankus pilots used to amputate their legs to be better pilots. I swear, Nick. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftops makes me shiver out, only briefly. The wind carries the end of the trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like they used to just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on the bench with Rin in tow and produces one big and two small lunchboxes from her bag. Come on, Hiso! What are you waiting for? She's beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. I sat myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all three of us fit on. Oh, he's just like me for real, for real. I used to do that all the time. Not because like there was no space. I don't know. I was a fucking weird kid. I just like sitting on like the corner of the bench, just, I'm good here. I was fucking weird. Impressive view. Amy suppresses a giggle and places a lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me. Here you go, lunch as promised. Homemade, no less. Wow. She cooks. Dang. Maybe I should have gone with the Emmy round. Who knows? But I'm committed with Rin. I want to see where Rin goes, because Matchstick said this is the route that tugs at the heartstrings the most. I want this to make me feel as bad as I did when Nick told me that in Transformers Express he wanted to kill the fucking dog. Wow, this looks good. Thanks. I make it myself when I can. Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites. You can always do both. Yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna just commit to one route for for a while, and then maybe like take a quick break, maybe a week off from Katawa Shoujo once I finish one route, and then I'll do the other route. Which time you want to kill the dog? I don't know. There's a lot of times you want to kill the dog, Nick. Why do you want to kill Sawback? What does Sawback ever do to you? What did he ever do to you, Zeno Nick? Do you like making Bumblebee miserable? Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a fork full of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed by her dexterity. It's also a reminder of the sort of place I am in right now. Will I ever get used to such sights as this? I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up being a normal person? That's a stupid question, Chankus. Yeah, I know. Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. You have insulted us for the rest of time! You love making everyone miserable. I know. You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding. My morning run always works up an appetite. Which is great, but then I burnt through lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure. Well, what happened if you lose Dad? Would you become a man? I very nearly choked on my lunch trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech. Does her figure have to run into waste? I love you, Ren. You don't always talk like this? Like what? I think that answered my question. Never mind. Struggle to think of small talk and sell on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Ren seems content to let Emmy answer the question. Someone in the housing department thought we complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another. Complement each other? Like shoes and a suit! Huh. Emmy giggles at my confusion. Put us together and we've got our limbs, get it? Ah. See, there you go, Nick. You put those two together and they're like a one whole person. So I started helping Ren get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along. I see. Ren chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems obvious. Really? Kind of? This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms, so putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what? I'm just going to stop talking now. It saved me a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect to be a sage manner. I see. The conversation dies as I earn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a content noise. Woo! That was good! As she buries herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry! With Flora, she reaches into the back and removes a trio of juice boxes. She tosses me the one that appears to be a cranberry juice, one to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with a pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch for herself. Ren dexterously stabs her straw to the top of her box and begins to drink. She's doing it with her feet. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sorts of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. And she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure. So, Hisao, how do you like it up here? It's quite nice, actually. I like high places. And for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for the lunch, too. Emmy gives grins a 1,000-watt grin. Pleased by my response, I suppose. No problem. Feel free to eat with us next time, too, okay? I won't make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here. No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended. Try to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve! She giggles. Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rin and I will just keep eating lunch all alone. I'm silly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen in Emmy pout. Am I the lone sage who sees through this puppy dog eye act? It is beneath you. Why do I fucking know quotes from Age of Extinction? That movie's trash, and I know quotes from it. I could quote I could quote Yellow-Faced Transformer from Age of Extinction. Sensei, in your absence, Bumblebee has held command. This piehead lacks anything resembling warrior discipline. He is like a child. This child's about to kick your ass. He brings us shame. It's John Goodman, but it's not just John Goodman. I know fucking Ken Watanabe Transformers lines too. But yeah, John Goodman though, he's great. It's a bad idea, but I'm all about bad ideas. I want a line! It's Asian. I'm kidding, kidding, I was kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Your location, and the company's okay too. Amy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. Or at least acquaintances. The lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs. Ren, you didn't finish your lunch again! I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away. Ren shrugs as this is an acceptable risk. Come on, we better get going. Hold on. So, Mashtek said that Ren is the most heartstring tugging route. Oh. I think I understand why Rin is the way she is then. Not, I would say it's because of her arms, but, I think, I think she's going through, some problems. Rin. Oh my gosh, I'm probably going to hell for this. Armless girl in depression, go! Oh my gosh, I'm going to hell. Oh no. Oh no. The three of us head down the stairs together. Chingus, no, I know. I shouldn't be saying that. It's, you know what it is? It's Xenonic. He's just been a really bad influence. The afternoon class passes once again. I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of the books I finished reading. Walking inside, I said that there are about as many. I see there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday. All the more evidence from the almost total silence enveloping the room. Ah! As I drop the books I borrow into the return slots in the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. You didn't come up with that joke? No, but your sense of humor is rubbing off on me, Nick. So, you know what? It's your fault. Sorry, Yuko. I didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do. And after reading so much during my stay at the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wander towards the fiction section towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over the corner to where Hanako had been the last time I was here, not expecting anything to come of it. Surprisingly, there she is, absorbed completely in her fairly thick book. I decide to, against intruding on her like last time, and get back to finding reading material. After a discernible amount of time spent pursuing the aisles, I finally decide on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. I guess I need to buy some home supplies. I can't live off of cafeteria food and eating out on my entire stay here. As I leave for the gate, I make a few loud stretches to try and stay off the tiredness that's accumulated over the week. Ooh. And passing through and rounding the corner, though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards the small town below. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. Oh, hi, Lily. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without needing to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Hisao? Yeah, that's me. Wait, did you meet the art teacher? No, not yet. I don't think so. But I did meet Rin. Yeah, we had quite a lovely conversation. That's when she told me that. Oh wow, you have a small peepee. She seems to have a good memory for voices. The fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, I give a small, polite bow. Once again, I reply in kind before realizing that I didn't need to do so. Just going into town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, huh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me. Not lost but worried. The two seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right. She doesn't like being around crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. Okay, so the next set is John Goodman. And he is the character that looks closest to him. Hardly wanted to bring it up. I remained silent as we quietly continued to walk toward... Tack. With the road bereft of cars and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of the leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that could be heard. It's kind of nice. I should compare it to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. No, I'm not John Goodman, Chelsea. I don't... What's the family... Damn it, what's the Family Guy joke again with John Goodman? It's like the John Goodman and Thanksgiving. You can have what is left. There's nothing. There's never anything that's left. Before I know it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement for sure. Transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everything in the spin right now. You've been plopped right in the middle of things. For a moment I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess. Yamaku's kind of different though. I mean, the formality surrounding everything, and the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it though in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she's included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with the class 3-2 and Hanako. And not that I mind. It's nice to get the thoughts off my chest in any case. You want to see something with John Goodman as Walter mentor? Oh my god, that's a nightmare. First of all, Kenji, Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. Asian American, please. 3,000 years of beautiful tradition from Moses to Sandy Koufax. You're goddamn right I'm living that fucking past! Jesus, what happened here? Looking on the bright side, one can see it as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nevertheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. I am Asian American, Chelsea. I am. See, for example, when I don't talk and my little PNG starts blinking. There we go, now it blinked. Like it comes little slits. That's just my eyes. In real life. I guess that's a good take on it. Walking down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. So where in town are you going? That's actually a pretty good question. I come in to buy food, but the layout of the place is still totally foreign to me. I intended just to wander around and see what I could find, but with sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very wise. I'm going to have to ask for directions again. I was just going to get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. You can see the ashes scene with Kenji and Walter, and he's so institute. Geez, Giselle, I'm sorry. What the fuck, Kenji? I'm sorry, dude. Everything's just a fucking travesty with you. What was that shit about Vietnam? What the fuck does everything have to do with Vietnam, Kenji? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry. Fuck. Come on, dude. Let's go bowling. Well, this is quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. Looks I'll be in your care again. Then, thanks. Together we walk to the store. My pace is carefully slow to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, here is quite a bit slower. Not that it's without reason. Replace nom with feminist and then it's accurate. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch our sight of our objective. This town is pretty small. Without any further ado, okay, now the convenience store, that's clearly painted. Yeah, that's very much painted. But very nice attention to detail. Most likely, again, this is a situation where they took a photograph
of a convenience store, and then they use that as reference to create the painting. So, nice! Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she won't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I can't shake this feeling that she's had this idea since I was coming here. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets from the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane, sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it up in her right hand. Wait, if she doesn't use her cane... Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Is this alright? Woo! Is this the Lily route? Is this the Lily route? Ooh, okay, hold on. In that case, let me create another save file. And you are the Lily route. Woo! We got a Lily route. It's. Oh no, actually, I should check real quick as well. Okay, there we go. See, we got the Lily route. We got the Emmy route, and there's this, and I just need to save this for the Rin route. Sure. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. A woman, touching me. Throughout all of Act 1, you have sections where you hang out with each of the girls. Well, I guess this will be my Lily route then, so I'll save this, and then I'll come back here for the Lily route. We navigate our way to the store with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. As it reaches each aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items into the respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Right. All that's left is the bread, and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's long before we both paid for our food and are out the door. I'm still gonna do the Rin route, but I have now a save file, so I can go back here for the Lily route. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upward at the night sky while holding both our bags. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my 2. You tired as well? The festival preparations have been a complete chaos. Seasonings breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking the toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? I notice a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by street lamps. Oh God! It's Slender Man! Oh gosh! For a second I thought it was another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Rin! What are you doing out here so late? Rin? Lily pushed her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin Tezuka. I think that was her last name from our school. She stiffens at the name, gives a complicated-looking expression. It's like a forced fusion of... Oh no. Uh-oh. Something's going on between those two. Okay. I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. She looks like a zombie, or a statue of a zombie. Alright, have a good night, Matchstick. But slowly, some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Rin blinks once, fairly thoroughly. Hello. There's an awkward pause. Everyone's waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too just now. Some people all asked that just before. I assumed they're wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder. Okay! Yeah, we're going that way. She turns facing into her right in order to demonstrate the direction the other people went, as if that was important, then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rin really does use a lot of words to say things that doesn't need a lot to be said. Unsure if she's finished, I say nothing. Neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. I think both of us are, in fact, just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. A stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression in her blank face. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if a bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins with the place of blood. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. No, I don't think it's that. The other spies were probably just worried, though. You do really look lost. The way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some kind of other pose in that case. I pondered for a while whether I should chase this angle further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I saw on the latter. It seems that most of the time it's better not to read too deeply into what Rin is babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that except with human interaction. And even though I win, it feels like losing. Damn, it's just like Kenji said. Even when I win, I lose. Is this power of the girls of Yamaku? Hisao, don't you fucking listen to what Kenji has to say. He's bullshit. Push this thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of my weakness. Yes. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question is consequences or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. That sounds like progress, at least. Lily sounds as if she spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. Yes, there is. Definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes all too visibly. That didn't last too long. Rin, as far as I can tell, unbased. Assurance aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are, but it's late, and I don't think we'll be getting any of the things if Rin's standing in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she's doing here in the first place. As for me, to guess what might have been going on in her mind, she decided to embark on this adventure. The chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Several times in a row. Lily's oddly quiet too. I appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her familiar with Rin isn't exactly why she's staying subdued. So I assume you're going somewhere, not coming back to school, any idea where? Her eyes wide in shock. She showed back in some artificial way, making it sound like like an act rehearsed for situations like this. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. No, what? Why would you think that? You know what I was doing. It was an educated guess. We walked in the same street in the other direction just before to get to the store. If you're going to school, we would have met you on the way. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Rin appears to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe something in the water here? They're putting chemicals in the water that makes people anti-feminist. Yeah, that's what's going on. You know, that's the second time this week that someone asked me if I was a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? Rin shrugs her shoulders.
which is all the answer I get.
You know, maybe you should come back with us to school. Lily interjects as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face badly discussing the fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, I decided to let the mind-reading topic drop, as it's entirely inane anyway. You know, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Rin considers that as rather simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. I blame Swerve for what's going on in the water.
Swerve, what are you doing?
Oh, Optimus, you don't know that runoff you know all those chemicals that I've been dumping out of Long Arm's lab? Okay, stupid question. And the point is, this is where I've been dumping it. I come here every time, once in a while, every week, and I just dump the chemicals.
How long have you been doing that?
When did Long Arm leave us?
We start towards the school again, having wasted more time than necessary with this episode. Hey, fourth wall breaking. Woo! Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her arrhythmic way, looking like a mix of a sleepwalker and rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. Apart from that and a few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. A quiet, apart from the relaxing one in the town at that. So how's that mural going? You're going to get bad luck. Never talk about work in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Tap, step, tap, step. She doesn't care about what to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamaku resets on top of is a surprisingly steep going uphill. We slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing and getting heavier. Almost there. I can see the gates already. More than that, I notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask me to speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say, aside from my traveling companion, but only just. For a moment, she seems to debate whether you should bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright? What do you mean? The fact I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Lily knows. I should probably. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here, I mean? She puts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp though. While I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's silly, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought. Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting off trail with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must note that not all share her own comfort with such things. No, it's fine, it's fine. I have a pretty, I guess, best way to put it would be messed up heart. Arrhythmia. Not a small penis, Rin! I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it, and spent most of the spring in a hospital. Ended up in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. You're back, you killed a spider in your bed. Oh gosh, now I'm. Oh god, now you. Oh gosh. Oh, I hate spiders so much. I hate them so much. Ugh. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't know each other that well. I can't really fault her for it, given how I have the exact same reaction. While I do want to assert her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it.
You flush it down the toilet? Oh, good. Drown that sucker. I tried to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realized the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She has been quiet for almost all of the walk that I had forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I'm going to go into fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. This mural is going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs? Or a time machine? It's not good. Not good. She's behind schedule. Recalling Shusune's expression and Rin's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She's left herself open for a told you so unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to need to work for a while. I glanced at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I rolled my eyes, but I realized she's not the one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone? She sounded like she was gonna go into shock or something. I'm sure she'll be fine. She's just... how to say... Lily cocked her head a little, trying to be a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight apologetic smile, as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from becoming closer to Rin. I'm not one to blame her at all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's as exhausted by all this as I am. I better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for the company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. I can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say, but that's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin. Maybe. Yeah. Good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. Do 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 do. All right, here we go. Another episode done. Woo! Okay, we've been going now for about 3 hours now. All right, I think this is probably a good place to call this. So let me save this real quick. Okay, so now we got three different save points. So we could go, so we could stick with this for Rin. We could go here, back here for Emmy, and we could go here for, well, I guess, unless Lily was something else way further back. But either way, I'm gonna keep this in mind. So there we go. All right, so. With that said, then I need to save again because I am paranoid about saving. Continue. I gotta save again. Paranoid. Okay, there we go. Continue. All right. Dun 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 dun. Okay. There we go. That was Katawa Shoujo. I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome, Chelsea. Alright. Oh, excuse me. So, tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow, I'm gonna finally be checking out Hi-Fi Rush. Gonna check out what the the hoopla is about. Why this is such a, the game that everyone's raving about. Besides the fucking Harry Potter. But, the Harry Potter game is being talked about for
different reasons. So, you know, don't. So yeah, but don't worry. All right, so gonna check out Hi-Fi Rush tomorrow. I'm gonna prove that I have rhythm and all that, and yeah. So that's it. That's it for tonight. So yeah, and oh yeah, also Thursday is Super Wild Wars, Friday's more Gunpla, and then Sunday, Shadow. I am all of me. And walk into my mystery, step inside and hold on for dear life. Alright, so with that said then, thank you everyone who came, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Hi-Fi Rush. Good night!